All right, let's do a Java example. In this video, we're going to complete the while loop exercise we're doing. Here's the problem. It's a meal splitter. So we're designing a program to prompt the user for the amount of a meal bill and how many ways to split it. We're going to add an 18% tip. We're going to show a total for each person, and then we're going to use a while loop to just repeat the whole process over and over again until they say they don't want to continue. So we've already done this in pseudocode. So here's our pseudocode. We've done some declarations. Here's the definition of our Boolean expression. We're going to do a while loop until the Boolean expression is false. A couple of displays, get the meal total, how many ways to split, calculate the tip amount, the per person amount, display all those values, ask if they want to continue. If they say anything other than yes, then we're going to stop. So if they say yes, uppercase or lowercase y, we'll keep going. Otherwise, if they say anything else, because we're doing a not equal here, then we're going to say keep going equals false. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do this in Java. So I'm going to go over here to Visual Studio Code. Let's go ahead and start. We're going to open a new folder. We're already in week 6. Let's create a new folder. We'll call that meal splitter, meal split. Open that folder. Let's go ahead and add a new file, mealsplit.java, using upper camel case on my file name. Define my class, public class, meal split. Okay. And then waiting Java is activated. And so I can get my shortcut there. First thing I want is a scanner. Scanner SC equals new scanner from system.in. You're going to have this in just about every program you write in this class, so get used to writing that. We can use the quick fix to import the scanner. So next thing I want, if we go back to our expression here, we have a bunch of declares. We'll do these declares inline. But I'm going to go ahead and do the Boolean declaration in the while loop. So Boolean keep going equals true, lowercase t. Misspelled keep going. Let me spell that correctly. Keep going. And I'm going to say while keep going. So while is lowercase, and it's showing in purple here because it's a reserved word. And then my Boolean expression keep going is going to be in parentheses. Next, I'm going to do some displays. So the first thing I want to do is ask you to enter the meal total. System.out.println. Let's do a new line there just to spread it out a little bit. Say, what is the total meal bill? Let's see, what do you say? What is the total for the meal? We'll try to use the same language that we did in our pseudocode. Now I need an input. This is going to be a double meal total equals double dot parse double scanner dot next line. Now I want to get the ways to split. In my pseudocode, I said, how many ways should it be split? This will be an integer, int, ways to split equals integer dot parse int scanner dot next line. Notice I'm using the IntelliSense there to kind of save me some typing. So once you get good at using the editor, you don't have to type as much. Okay, so now we can calculate the tip amount, double tip amount equals meal total times 0.18. That's 18% tip. We could ask how much you wanted to tip, but we're just going to hard code it at 18%. The exercise here is really the while loop. Let's see, and then we're going to calculate the per amount, double, let's see, we call that per person right here. We're doing this line. Per person equals meal total plus the tip amount, and we put that in parentheses so that we have proper order of operations divided by the ways to split. Okay, so now we have all of that. So now we can display all the answers. So display, whoops, system.out.println, because we're not in pseudocode. We can say the total bill. Let's see, it says the tip amount, the total bill, the ways to split. Let's see, and we're going to do a printf here because I want to format these a little bit because I don't want to print, I don't want to have unlimited decimal precision. I want only 2 decimal points. So I'm going to use a printf instead of a print line, and we're going to do some string interpolation here. So printf, I'm going to start with a new line, %n. The new line on a print line is the /n, but on a printf it's the %n. It's just the difference in the printf and the print line statements. Different nomenclature, but they work the same way. Printf, new line, and I'm going to say the tip amount is, and then I'm going to use my format specifier, which is %, which means it's format specifier. In this case, I want the thousands separator, although I don't think I'll need it. I want 2 decimal points, and it's going to be a floating point number. And then we'll put a new line at the end of that. And then my replacement value is tip amount. So this will print out this string, but for this replacement, for this string formatter code right here, %,.2f, it's going to replace this tip amount and round it to 2 decimal points. Next, we'll do system.out.printf. And we will say this is going to be the total. Let's see, we said the total bill will be, and then we're going to do another format, .2f, same one we used before, and then a new line. And then our arguments for this will be meal total plus tip amount. And I'm just putting that in parentheses just so Java will do the math for me before it attempts to do the string interpolation. And then last is system.out.printf. And we'll say split. That's the %d. That means it'll be an integer replacement value. And we don't need the 1,000 separator there. We could put that in, but we don't need it. We're probably not going to split more than 1,000 ways. Let's see, split that many ways comes to, and then the comma 0.2f, so that'll be the dollar figure per person, new line. So now we have 2 replacement values here. The first one is ways to split. The second one is the per person amount. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and run that because we've written a lot of code, so let's make sure it works. No red squiggles, so that looks good. What's the total for meal? Well, we left out the question mark there, so let's go ahead and put the question mark in. Let's stop it and run it again, just to make sure we got that right. Now we have the question mark, what is the total for the meal? Let's see, we left out the question mark on the next line too, so I'll put that in on line 10. I'll put the question mark at the end. Stop it and run it again. What's the total for the meal? 45.12 is the total. How many ways should be split? 3 ways. The tip amount is 812. The total bill will be 53.24. The split 3 ways comes to 17.75 per person. So we could add that up with the calculator, but those numbers look pretty good. So now what we should be asking here, according to our pseudocode, is do I want to calculate another bill? And then we should end the loop. So I haven't written that code yet, so therefore I'm in an infinite loop. So this program is never going to end. It's just going to keep prompting us for the values and just run over and over again. I'm in an infinite loop. There's no way out because I didn't code an end to the loop. Okay, so let's go ahead and just stop this and let's go ahead and code the end to the loop. So now what I want to do is I want to ask the user if they want to continue. Let's see, so we'll put a new line in there, and I think I said, do you want to calculate another bill? Notice how I'm using my pseudocode to help me speed up my Java implementation. Do you want to calculate another bill? Now I just need a string. String response equals Scanner.nextLine. Now I can do an if statement. If response dot we're going to do, we want to, if they answer yes, we want to continue. If they answer anything other than yes, we want to end. So we're going to say if not, response dot equals compare equal ignore case yes, then we're going to say keep going equals false. Okay. This means if the user enters anything other than upper or lowercase y, then we're going to quit. Okay. And then we'll just have a nice message here at the end. System.out.println. We're going to say new line. Thank you for using my meal calculator. Okay. Let's run that. See if it works. What's the total for the meal? $565.12. Split 20 ways. $101 in tip. Okay, do you want to calculate another bill? I'm going to say yes, I do. What's the total for the meal? $45.50. Split 6 ways. $8.95 a person. Do you want to calculate another bill? No. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I think we're done. So there is one shortcut we could do here. Because I have an if statement here, all the if statement is doing is evaluating a Boolean expression and then assigning the result of that expression to this keep going. So in this case, if I'm saying if not this, response dot equals ignore case, then keep going equals false. I could also do that in a single line by just saying keep going equals. Now I'm going to have to invert it because I'm saying if this statement is true, if not result equals ignore case, if that is true, then keep going equals false. So I have to invert this a little bit because I want to say keep going equals. If I entered a y, I want to keep going. If I entered anything other than a y, I want to stop. So I can just say keep going equals response dot equals ignore case y. Okay. So these two statements will have the same effect on the program. So in this case, instead of just assigning keep going false only when the response happens, I'm reevaluating keep going every time by evaluating this Boolean expression. And so as soon as I enter something other than y, keep going is going to turn to false and the while loop will end. So let's run that and make sure we did it right. What's the total for the meal? $100.12, split 9 ways. Okay. Do you want to calculate another bill? Yes. All right, so that worked. $34.50, split 3 ways. I'm going to calculate another bill? No. Okay, so that's working. Now, we in some cases we want to use a dollar value here because 621 this is dollars, US dollars. So we really want to format that as a currency value. In Java, you format currency using something called a number formatter, which is a fairly complicated process. Well, not complicated, but it takes multiple steps to do. And so we didn't do that in this case, but just know that there is a way to format this as dollars. And using the number format or the currency formatter object built into Java, you can actually format in whatever currency you want. So in this case, we would want to format in US dollars, but maybe if we were writing a meal calculator for a different currency, maybe in euros or in pesos, we could use the currency formatter to apply the appropriate currency symbol and thousand separator based on that type of currency. But in this case, we didn't do that. But just know that there is a built-in way in Java using something called a currency formatter library to get that done. All right, so that's all for this example. I hope that you learned how to do a while loop.